Welcome to TransferHer, the show where we ignite audacity and break barriers, providing women with practical insights for their journey to the C-suite in the corporate world or in entrepreneurship. Together, we will usher in a new era of inclusive leadership that is bound to ensure growth and prosperity across the African continent. I'm your transformative guide, Ifoma Williams, and we'll be right back after this short break. Welcome back. On this episode of TransferHer, we will be discussing with a paragon of visionary leadership. And the episode is aptly titled Visionary Leadership, Turning Challenges into Opportunities Across Industries. I have with me here in the studio Mrs. Ndidi Ukaonu, who has an illustrious over 22 years banking career and who has shown remarkable prowess in being a visionary leader who is able to lead transformation across industries. Ndidi, welcome to this show.
Thank you very much for having me. I actually like the tag that you use, igniting audacity. It gets me really thrilled.
Thank you, because this is what you are doing. So you have done a lot of remarkable things, and I can truly call you a transformative and a visionary leader. But the first thing I want to speak about is people. You know, a lot of people feel their businesses have failed because of a lack of capital. I feel that businesses fail when you do not have the right team or the right people. For you across industries, you've been able to harness people before we talk about processes to help things actually work. How have you done that?
So, I'll tell you honestly, one thing is I actually genuinely care about the people that work for or with me, right? So I see beyond the work. I actually truly see the people. I always give a commitment to the people who work with me that I will not use them to advance myself. So I genuinely care about the people. Now, I don't care about the people in a very, I care about the people in a different way. People always say they care about people, and so they default into something that I call the good boss syndrome. I don't think they truly care about the people. I think what it's about is they want to be given a good name or earn a good name for themselves. One interesting thing happened to me not too long ago. I work in a new organization now, and this young lady was telling me about how phenomenal her boss was, a very nice man. And I said, what did you learn from him? And the fact that she had to think to give me an answer. Guess what the answer was eventually?
I can't guess.
Nothing. So
that is instructive.
For me, it is about, you can say the thank you later. You can understand what it takes, right? But it's mostly, or sometimes it's an uncomfortable journey. But I'm willing to say, you know what? We will fight, we'll do what we need to do, as long as I can get you to shine.
Wow. Into
your future, enter the place of your own advancement, I'm fine.
I noticed something on your social media handles that, again, Ndidi at her best is giving back. I noticed a mentorship. I get asked many times by people, I want you to mentor me, but you've put structure to this. And for leaders out there who are asking, how can I be a mentor? Or people who are seeking mentors, please tell us about your mentorship plan.
How for me is creating small groups, okay? I figure out that most people, you can leave the office at 5, but most people just tend to be busy till 8:30. What they are doing, I don't know. Everybody has something that they are doing. If they are not attending a church meeting online, they are talking to family, there's just always something. And I figured out over time that, you know what, the quiet of the night, 9 till 12 midnight. And then it was important because there were people in diaspora who were also seeking mentorship, right? So for me, I found that put a small group together because I really, really want to sit with these guys and attend to their real issues. But what I'm focused on impacting in the course of this mentoring program for me is everybody, you see a mentor you've identified, you see a picture. I want to show you beyond the picture, right? What does it take to birth this thing? What keeps us still going? It's not a career mentoring platform, if you like. It's a life mentoring platform. I want to teach you what I do to power me that then brings my own aspirations to life. So there will be 6 mega things that I'm talking about. What is my real power source? I'm going to be talking about the power in relationships, including your spousal relationships, because a lot of people struggle, a lot of women struggle with that. You know, in marriage relationships, there's a power play, and people need to learn how to deal with that. I'm going to be teaching people about the power of your habits, the power of your routine. What is your action statement? I have an action statement, and people don't even realize how powerful that thing is. I have an action statement that I have imbibed over the years. Some people will call it a confession. Mine is very easy. I say we share it, me and Adidas, we own it together. That is, honestly. And people who know me will tell you, impossible is nothing. It's what I live by. So it is, you have to develop that.
Ndidi, tell us, you see, this new, I want to blow, I want to be my own boss, you know. For 22 years, you worked in various banks, rose to the pinnacle in Guarantee Trust Bank, and now you are the managing director of Parthian Capital. I don't know if that's your business. It still isn't. So please talk us through, give us excerpts from your book on entrepreneurship.
So, I mean, for me, work, as I call anywhere you work, really, work is such a powerhouse, but it's been bastardized over time. It's fine to own your business, but do you just want to own it for the sake of owning it, or do you want that to be an instrument with which you make impact? Now, impact in whatever way. Impact like a Dangote is making impact, right? Impact like a Fola Adiola and Tayo Aderonke have made with a Guarantee Trust. Yes. Impact like a Jimovia. People have come out and they have redefined industries, right?
Yes.
Now, the path of doing that is, it takes a lot. But more than half of what you need to make that happen, you find with first serving others.
First serving, okay, serving others and then
serving others, serving a different organization.
Right, okay.
So you learn what it means to structure an organization. Okay? But when people hear that, oh, you learn to structure an organization, so you are learning again for them. But the truth is that, if you want to think about yourself, your business network today, where did it come from?
True.
It came from that journey.
Yes.
Rising through the ranks. Your mentors, your first mentor and sponsors come from rising through the ranks. People don't talk enough about your workplace teachers rising through the ranks. So all of these experiences, it then creates an easy entry, in my opinion, into entrepreneurship. It doesn't matter whether you're a banker, you're a teacher, you're a doctor. Look, the value of that experience, knowledge, is impossible to exhaust in one lifetime.
Welcome back. Just before we went, I was telling you about Ndidi Ukaonu's book coming out on entrepreneurship. I'll ask her if she wants to share the name, or the title to the book. But very importantly, Ndidi, I've been talking to a lot of ladies. And like you, I'm so excited. You people are breaking it down to the brass tacks. I mean, when I see you, I'm like, wow, 22 years in banking. Another how many years across different sectors? How have you done it? Ndidi, banking, construction. What is remarkable about you and at the crux and heart of Ndidi's being is people and processes. And so I want you to take us through creative problem solving. What processes do you follow to analyze and resolve complex problems?
So it's very interesting that I truly believe that anything that will change on the outside, it doesn't matter if it is you want to build a physical structure or you want to adjust or change culture, will start with something happening first on the inside of you, right? So for me, the transformative posture has been I always tell people I have mental strength. And it really comes from framing things properly, okay? So I'm strong enough not to let people or things condition me into a corner. So even if I'm dealing with people, you could never tell me about Ifoma and I would accept it. I want to experience Ifoma for myself. Because if you tell me about Ifoma, what it then means is that you have teleguided me, right?
Wow.
I'm going to be dodging. People don't ask themselves and say, oh, but did you do something to Ifoma to make her like that? No, they've just branded her. Oh, she doesn't listen. No. Let me know that for myself. So every time you have to deal with change of any kind, you have to have that possibility mindset. It can be done. So I look at the situation, I frame it, right? I frame all the things that you tell me have never been done, can never be done, horrible person. I frame all those things. Oh, the reason they say he's difficult is because everybody else around him annoys him. I'm going to be the person he likes. And I keep going. So as long as you can frame it, you can get it done.
Everything we talk about takes me back to one strong point: people development. Your knack for developing excellent leaders is well known. Your reputation precedes you. What approach do you adopt to, first of all, identify and then nurture leadership?
That's a tough one, though, because you threw in identify there. Because, people say, oh, you know how to identify great talent. But I'll tell you what I look for in people. Okay, this is my approach, really. You recruit for attitude. And then you train for skill. So it doesn't matter how smart you are. I always tell people that if I might think about you went to school, where the smartest boys in your class, those people that when you were in school, everybody used to talk about, you figure out that you can find a number of people.
Yes.
Right? But some people were like middle players, and they are the ones powering up. And then you hear things like, this one, when we did school, this one not there anywhere.
Is that the point?
Yeah.
Where are we today? So I don't know why, these things are, yes.
Yeah. So for me, it's attitude. And when you drill down to attitude is just the willingness to do, right? And when you drill down to attitude, I'm looking for grit. That's never say die attitude. That thing, I'm looking for it. That, you know what, I will take it on. I will not fail for not trying. Once I see that thing, I am super attracted to that thing. So I just think that when you catch the person who has grit, truly they are amenable to training. Right. You can start to shape them, to direct them, because they can take the hard knocks in the process of growth.
Let me pause you right there. So you see, ladies, life is about learning, unlearning, and relearning. And as Ndidi so aptly put it, there are hard knocks in the process of growth. And this is going to take me to my next question for Ndidi. 22 years in Guarantee Trust Bank could not have been a bed of roses every day. On TransferHer, I like it when women reveal their battle scars. They say, if you want me to follow you to battle, show me that you are truly a general. Indeed, you are a general. That one I know. So I want you to tell us an interesting story or just reveal your battle scars that will help our ladies at home know that they can surmount such challenges.
Wow. I'm thinking, okay, so let me share. There are scars, and there are scars that you deal with on the job.
Right.
And then there are personal scars or tragedies that happen in your life.
Right.
That can throw you off the job. So it has nothing to do with work, but you have to do with work, so it's impacted you.
Of course, it's one whole person. You really can't separate.
But one of the things that I had to deal with is people. So, I mean, I was in a few situations where people more or less just, I mean, really, at work, there's a battle, whether you want to recognize it or not, okay? Some people are just not going to like the fact that you are advancing and they need to take you on. Some people just don't like what you stand for, whatever it is, you will have to deal with that. It's just life as far as I'm concerned. So I had a situation where somebody in particular was behind crafting a lie.
Good God.
And I almost lost my job. It was so well crafted that I was then, I mean, I remember when my immediate boss then would call me and he would ask me about that thing. I say, I don't know what you're talking about. What I know about this thing is XYZ. But it kept coming up in executive management meetings and he would come back to me. But I guess maybe because my boss trusted me. I'm an open book. Where I stand is where I stand, and you know where I stand. And then someone called me and said, this thing is going on. What do you know about? I said, what are you people talking about?
I know nothing.
But I learned something through that process. In fact, I learned two things. Because there had been an initial attempt like that, but our then head of HR, more experienced banking officer, and she called me aside and she said, I can see the game that they're playing. You don't know how to protect yourself. Learn to document. Every step of the way, document.
Wow. Wow.
So I took that and I put it in my pocket. And I hated all that documenting stuff. So when the second dragon reared its head, thankfully, the root cause had been documented. So I tried to see the overall boss to kind of explain my own, because I'd seen some signals and I knew I was on course to lose my job. Wow. But what saved me, I had documented. So I went and he refused to see me. And I understood if you heard the story, you too would believe it. Wow. But I went to another senior person and she went to pave the way for the meeting. And I went to see him. And all I did was to present the documentation. And he was shocked. He said, are you kidding me? I said, that's what I know about the issue. This person was being disciplined for XYZ is well documented. So that's her battle. She needed to fight, and she's created this story. And that singular thing saved my job.
Wow.
So the second thing I learned in that process is people always say, I don't like politics. I don't like politics. Whether you like it or not, you are playing it all. So you can be passive or playing it
Actively.
And the thing with politics is not bad. You just have people who have bad morals playing it. So they play it to, you know what, I'm going to kill everybody for me to get up there. You can decide that you're playing it defensive. And my own defensive posture, once I start seeing, because you know your boss is enough. Once you start seeing the signals, right? I've gone there by myself. Sorry, boss, can I see you?
Straight away.
Yeah. I want to talk about this issue. I don't know, do you have an opinion? Is there something, did you hear about this thing that happened? Sometimes they'll just tell you, oh, no, nothing. But they've said that nothing because you've disabused their mind at that point. But sometimes they open up and say, yes, I actually heard, and do you want to tell me what you did? Wow. So you need to disrupt. You need to stop waiting for people to call you and then say, you need to tell us, what did you do? No,
Okay.
Because who goes to the police first is the basis to measure what the next person is going to say.
Thank you for that. Wow, Didi, I could talk to you the whole day, and it's very instructive. I think you're the first guest who has really spoken about people as the center of whether it's entrepreneurship, business, corporate life, and I'm truly super grateful that you came on the show. Thank you. Please stay tuned for our next segment, which is our coaching segment on TransferHer. Welcome to today's coaching episode on TransferHer. Today we're going to be discussing a topic that's very dear to my heart, and it's personal branding. Now, the word branding has become ubiquitous and is used wrongly oftentimes. And so I'm going to take you into what branding really is and why branding is important for you as a leader. So what really is a brand? A brand is a promise to deliver a certain value consistently. The key word to note here is consistency. So if you deliver value once and not the second time, how do you then gain the reputation as one who can deliver that value? And so your ability to keep your promise and deliver that value consistently is what makes you a brand. Simply put, a brand is a promise kept. Again, consistently. Now, there are two types of brands. You could be a product brand or you could be a personal brand, which is what I want to focus on today, personal brands. And you see, whenever a product or a person is able to influence, another key word, decisions, perceptions, people, or trajectory, that person or product is a brand because they wield that influence that shapes futures. So let's take a look at some personal and product brands. On the screen, we have Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie, Mo Abudu, my favorite TV station, Channels Television, Michael Jackson, Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, and Coca-Cola. Now, if we take a look at each of these brands individually, we can tell what their promise or their value is because they've done it consistently. So Ngozi Adichie promises thought-provoking literature that shapes cultures. Mo Abudu promises innovative and powerful entertainment that is shaping the African narrative. Channels Television promises you news that is kosher and is timely. Michael Jackson is iconic and magical entertainment. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala is trail-blazing global development. And Coca-Cola is timeless refreshment. Now let's think about it. What do all of these brands have in common? They are instantly recognizable. If I showed you the logo of Coke or of Channels, what comes to your mind? That is how you should begin to think of yourself as a brand. And then we speak about consistency because you must deliver that value repeatedly. You must be communicated. If Ngozi Adichie wrote books and kept them in her closet or in her cabinet, and none of us ever read the books, how will we know that she's producing thought-provoking literature that is shaping cultures, or Moabudu with her films, or Michael Jackson? So you see, you must be clearly communicated on platforms that will engage your desired audience. Finally, you must evolve. Mo Abudu started with a talk show, and now she is producing world-impactful films through Ebony Live television. So ask yourself the question as a leader. Are you really a brand? What's your promise? What are you instinctively remembered for? What are you associated with? But most importantly, are you top of mind? When we speak about your industry, whatever sphere you belong to, are you the first name that will be remembered? Are you synonymous with excellence in that field? Until next time, I'd like for you to think about all of the things I've said about personal branding and ask yourself, am I a brand? And what will it take to craft, create, and become a strong personal brand? Until next time, thank you.